Hello, everybody. How are you doing? Here we are taking a look at the fifth and final way to give some voice feedback for this particular section of our learning when we think about remote teaching, remote learning, and also in the bigger picture of things of how we can give feedback, just moving forward, whatever the landscape of education looks like. So, just to quickly recap, we took a look at the very beginning using your voice memo, voice recorder tool that's automatically built into your software of your device that you're using, whether it's PC or Mac. We took a look at the talking comment extension for Google. We took a look at the Mote extension for Google. We then explored the Kaizena add-on, which allows you to do some new things as well. And for this one, you knew that I couldn't go 5 tips without going back to one of my favorite tools of all time, regardless if you're a Microsoft or Google type school and platform user. And that's what you're seeing right behind me. We're going to use Flipgrid. And I know a lot of us think about Flipgrid as being a video tool, but there's ways to do that where you don't have to have your face on the camera. The student have their face on the camera, and we can start to give that audio feedback the way we want. So I'm going to show you one technique with the help of my wife, who is a algebra teacher, so you can see how that works. So here we are in the Flipgrid. Now, if you don't know what Flipgrid is and you haven't used this tool, in the Geeking PD course, there's a whole entire playlist of Flipgrid, of what it is, how to get started, how to create grids, how to create topics. I'm not going to go through all that today because that's already created for you. But this is a tool that is phenomenal. It's free. It's very simple to use. You can get good ideas and feedback from your kids. You can learn how they're thinking. You can do the exact same thing. So here we are in this just a test grid so you can see how this works. And this is a student view, but you can do the same thing as a teacher. And when you hit the button to give your video response to record, I think a lot of us are familiar with the idea of just like you see here, my face talking, giving this feedback where you can see me speaking, that sort of thing. But in terms of audio feedback and giving feedback back to the students, one of the things that you can do is going to this whiteboard, all right? And you can make it a blackboard or a whiteboard. So the video of the person isn't there. And then one of the things that I think is pretty cool tip to use then is you would load up an image. In this case, if I'm the teacher, I'm going to load up a image of an answer key. So this is a sample problem that my wife's been using with her students. And so what we can do then is the kids have submitted work. So the kids would showcase their thinking and their learning on their problem. As a teacher, my response could be here, the answer key, how I would break down the problem. And then what I would do, and you'll see an example here in a minute, is I can use these tools, or the drawing tools, and I could highlight key phrases and give a feedback. Say, hey, when you were working through this step, I want you to pay attention here to what I was doing or this thinking, and let me know your thoughts, and kind of work through, being able to emphasize certain key pieces as you're talking. So this way you're able to give feedback. You're not recreating the wheel. You kind of have this answer key already as a reference point. So as you're giving feedback back to the students, you're just bringing this up over and over again. And then you could add other things here off to the side if you needed to, to demo whatever the concepts would be. So let's go ahead and take a look at how my wife would do this, and just to give you an idea of another way to get some good feedback back to your students.
Hey, Aaron. As I was looking at your work, I wanted to point out a mistake that I saw, and it was a common one, actually. So when you multiplied over here, you notice that 5 times 12 was 60, which completely agree with. And you can see I listed out all of these factors of 60 over here. And what we talked about previously was that those factors have to add up to 19. So the one that you used was the 5 and 12, which 5 times 12, I agree, is 60, but 5 plus 12 would give me the 17, and we actually needed this 19. So that would adjust then these two middle terms because you use the area model. So instead of your 5x and 12x, what you actually needed there was a 15x and a 4x. If you still have questions, shoot me an email and we can go over this again and clarify some things for you.
All right, so I hope you found that helpful. We have now explored 5 different ways for feedback. As we've talked about through all these, none of these are necessarily going to shave off hours of your time. Giving feedback takes time. It is a process. And I think hopefully you're realizing just how valuable you are in that classroom and that face to face interaction with kids on a daily basis. That's where the magic happens. But we've got to find ways to make some of that work here in this remote learning. And as we think about moving forward into hybrid learning, online learning, this approach of online and face to face, whatever the future may hold. And so hopefully you found this tip to be helpful. What I would like for you to do then is just to share ideas, leave comments in the PD, let us know which one resonated with you, which one are you going to try, which ones have you tried, what other ideas do you have. I know there's many other tools out there, but I think these are the 5 that are going to be the most helpful. So hopefully this sparked some new thoughts, some new learning, some new thinking, some new collaboration, and I look forward to hearing what you're using, how you're using it, and how it has benefited you and your students. All right, my friends, you know it. Stay awesome, keep grinding, and remember, peace.